Hi guys, welcome to Athens, Greece. Last time I talked to you, I was in Meteora. So we didn't end up going to a third monastery and instead decided to check out this prehistoric cave. Anyways, so we drove over there. It was pretty close by to where we were, but we got over there and it ended up being closed. So there was a gate, however you could walk around and still go up the stairs to the cave. But then once we got up there, there's another gate to the cave. So we got to peek in a bit. I think it's from like 10,000 years ago, though. It's really old. And got to check in a little bit. But the weird thing about it is that, again, the guy that I was staying with, he said that's like the third time he tried going there. And every time he's tried, it's been closed. So I think they only discovered it, well, in the 90s. And then apparently have been restoring it, or not restoring it, but like working on it since 2006. And it's supposed to have opened by then, but anyways, every time he's gone, it's been closed. So I don't know what's the story behind that. Seems like they're still working on it, but interesting. At least we got to see a little bit. So last night we took the train to Athens, and it's about like 4.5 hours or so, I would say, and ended up going out. There was this like reggae event going on, so it was pretty interesting actually. There's like one of the girls that we were traveling with, she found out about this event, and we go to the building where it's supposed to be, which looks like an abandoned building. It's like really random. So anyways, it looks abandoned, but there's a sign on the door with like a phone number and it says reggae. So we figure out how to get in, but basically you have to go into this building. There's like nothing there, 7 flights up the stairs, and they have rented out this little room. So anyways, it was pretty cool. Like at first no one was really there, but then we got to enjoy some Greek reggae band and hung out there for a while. And then after that, a few of us went to this other part of town that used to be, I don't know the name of the neighborhood, but used to be a bad neighborhood. But they've kind of regentrified it, as they tend to do. And there's a bunch of like different bars and things like that around there. So hung out at a chill bar for a while. Seriously, since I've got into Greece, like every night I've gone to bed so late. So it's been a drastic difference from Albania. Everything like got way earlier, and now Greece is super late again. So I'm tired. Anyways, but it was fun getting to check out a little bit of the scene and learning about just the area and stuff like that. Like sometimes they have riots over there. They're not a big fan of the cops, which of course are corrupt. But so I was learning a little bit about that. Like they have different graffiti on the walls over there, and sometimes they'll, I forget what you call it, but they like fill a bottle of gasoline and put cloth in it, light on fire, and throw it at the cops. So these things have happened over there. And anyways, that was last night. So today I was just with my friend who I came here with, walking around the Acropolis. We ended up doing a tour, which was really good because, again, got to learn a lot more about the history and everything. Before walking up here, there's like a main street with shops and things like that, and also some traditional music we got to hear along the way. But right now I'm at the Acropolis, which has amazing views of the entire city. So we've been walking around here and learning about, again, all the history of the Parthenon, and which was dedicated to Athena, the Greek goddess, learning about different Greek gods and like all these words that originate from the Greek language, like actually even the brand Nike does, which came from the god, and the symbol comes from the wings, which I don't remember all the details. Also like hypocrite, and what else? There's a lot of different things. Democracy. There's this like barren kind of platform actually behind where I am now, where that's where basically they were doing all the political things, like democracy started, where they were voting and all those things, which of course was only the men, and only the citizens, not the slaves or foreigners. So there's also this rock to the left of me where we were before, and that's where they would basically do like a judgment. So anything that they were debating on, I guess what someone did wrong, that was going on over there. So it was really interesting to learn about all these kinds of things. Before I forget, I learned a little bit about also like the military in Greece because the guy that I've been couch surfing with just got out of the military, and so it's mandatory in Greece. Usually you do it out of school, but sometimes you can get them to delay it. So learning a little bit about that, I think the general requirement's 9 months. But anyways, just another side note. Let me show you guys a bit of the view because it's really, really nice from here. So down below, you can see way in the back there, those columns that used to be Zeus's temple, I believe, but they never finished building it because they ran out of supplies, I believe. And then there's like what used to be this giant theater back that way. It's about to be a beautiful sunset. And another theater, I can't remember all the details. Let's see what else we got here. There's like an entryway, we came up over there. And here's the Parthenon, which they're restoring. They've been doing a lot of restorations. They're only allowed to restore 30% because 70% has to be original. And they used to have, there's all the stories behind it, of course. They used to have like this huge statue of Athena over there, and of course a lot of things have been ruined over the years. But anyways, it's pretty much been the day. Probably gonna explore this area a bit more and maybe go to the archaeological museum down below. Yeah, it's gonna be sunset pretty soon, so not too much more to see in the daytime, but that's about it for now. Tomorrow I'm headed to the islands, although I still have a lot to figure out because I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet. So we'll see, but next time I should be talking to you from an island, possibly Santorini or maybe another one. We'll see what happens. All right, talk to you then. Bye.